just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
Nine to noon, ready to go. Wow, Billy Schmid on the move. You've been traded, buddy. Coon, how about it, huh? Exciting, huh?
Yeah, I mean, did any of us truly believe the bowl practice thing? Did any of us buy that? Did any of us buy the emails for the last 4 weeks? Hey, we're just going to do some cross training and see what this is like. See how this works. We knew that this was like Aaron Rodgers going into the dark room with one idea, coming out with the other idea. We knew a trade was coming, didn't we?
Yeah, or like Zach Tom working at center, guard, and tackle. And say, oh, no, we're just cross-training. He's going to take somebody's job. He's going to start somewhere.
He's taking somebody's job. Yep, you're right.
For those that are just tuning in, basically there's been a three-way trade on the shows here on the station. Butchie comes to the mornings. Billy goes to 9 to noon. Heller gets future considerations. Josh and Armin are staying put, for those who are curious.
Future considerations? That's what Heller got?
That's the best he got, yes.
That's all I'm worth? Are you serious? That's it?
Apparently his show's still paying your contract too, like the Mets.
Yeah, right? I mean, I guess I'm still
You're
getting picked up. I got my club option.
Getting dumped out. Oh, my gosh.
Well, what did you want? Did you want them to deal Armin? I mean, we could still lobby Red Hot to send Armin to Heller.
I just thought that maybe I'm like the running back market. I evaluate myself and my ability maybe a little bit higher than others. I thought I was worth more than the future considerations of a potentially up to $20 Quick Trip gift card. So it sounds like that's what it sounds like. Heller got a stack out of Zabin's pocket of the Quick Trip gift cards and has to go see which ones are 20 and which ones are $4.20.
Can we confirm that Heller push this whole thing through because you forced him to give you the gift certificate to the pro shop?
Oh, that could be. That would.
I think there's a chance that might have been
it.
That was the motivating factor there. That was the last shot across the bow.
This is gonna be interesting because Mike and I are gonna do 2 more shows together tomorrow and Thursday. So I'm gonna be, I'm quite excited. to figure out some answers.
Now, how's this work? You get traded to a show, and yet you still work for the other show? I mean,
Canna's going to take a couple of ABs for the Mets tonight before he flies on over to the Brewers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, Billy, I understand you wanted to feel like, hey, they gave up something in value for me, but you wouldn't want to lessen your team by including Armin, who I think is a huge blue chipper for our station. You wouldn't want him going to Heller because that makes your show not as potent. So that's a good thing, even though you're going to have to internalize the fact that that wasn't part of it. But there could be blue chippers we don't know about coming down the line that you then say, oh, okay, that's a fair trade.
Yeah, maybe if I guess somewhere there's a Michael Brantley buried in this deal. But from what you just described, I mean, let's be honest, Armin's close to Rule 5 eligible. I mean, he was probably going to be able in the offseason to be selected if he wasn't put up on the 40-man roster. So there's spots. That's it. Again, I'm okay.
What if Heller has been given a 4-day work week as the future consideration for this deal, in which on the surface he appears to be losing out because he loses you and he doesn't get anything of our existing assets in return? Then you have to evaluate the trade differently, don't you? We don't know what Heller's going to get. And by the way, I tried to
ship my ass out too.
I tried to get a hold of Heller this morning. He was not available for comment. He said no comment at this time. So he's apparently pretty salty about this when it's all said.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show at noon.
Oh,
that makes sense because he had he was holding that Woodford Reserve bottle quite tight last night.
I thought that was weird. It was
quite tightly last night. Okay.
Remember what he said when he asked for another drink? He said, "Bring it over here because I'm here and the drink is over there." Wasn't that what he said last night?
I'm not getting up.
He said, I'm not getting up. Oh, yeah, he's like, I'm not getting up. He was at that point of the night. All seriousness, when it comes to radio stations and shows and personalities and lineups, I am completely sympathetic to the fact that you listeners of ours who are loyal and faithful, engaged and wonderful, you like what we have been doing. And I appreciate that. And I know that change is not always everyone's favorite thing. In fact, it's probably nobody's favorite thing. That said, Just know this about all these changes. Ready? It's more than you know and less than you think. So don't get crazy with it. I mean, get crazy if you want to, just for fun, but it's more than you know, the stuff, the considerations that went into all this, and it's also less than you think. Does that make any sense?
No,
really.
But I love the saying.
Like,
Yeah.
no,
I love
it's
the saying.
more-
Sounds like a T-shirt.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, yeah.
It is a T-shirt type
Yeah.
of saying. It's more than you know, and it's less than you think. Someone once told me that, and it made me go, "Wait, what?" And then the more I thought about it, I go, "Okay, I get it. It's more than you know and less than you think." But if you want to make up these lurid backstories of personality conflicts and guys going their separate ways and arguments and whatever, then go for it. It's all just good and fun. But in the meantime, give us a chance. Give us a chance as radio pros to develop these new sort of plays and bits and chemistry and flow and everything else. And I think we'll be fine in the end. I know we'll be fine in the end.
Are people saying that I swung on Heller? Is that what this is? Is that what? But
Could be
I
saying
no,
that.
I get what you're saying though, Zay, because the part of what we get to do that's so impactful is the connection on a day in and day out basis where, you know, you are welcomed into somebody's daily life. And when that gets rearranged, that's difficult, but rearranged is the most important.
You know what
phrase.
it really reminds me of is at the end of every football season. You know, you just spent a whole year developing this family and making what you had, and you know, you made it to the NFC divisional round or the championship game, and you came up just short of the Super Bowl, which is the ultimate goal. And you know, after that last game, that's the last time that team will ever take the field together. It's the last time everybody will be in the same room together, be in that locker room after that last game. So you have a little bit of sadness there, a little bit of, oh man, that was so much fun. We accomplished so much, even though we fell just short, and I'm going to care about these guys forever. And then you get into the next weeks to come and you start thinking about the excitement that new chapter, that new group, that new family brings. It's eerily similar to that. There's excitement and there's sadness all at the same time.
And I can say this, I have been in enough places where there have been way worse moves. I mean, horrible moves on their face immediately that I knew were going to blow up. This I look at and I go, no, this actually makes a lot of sense, and so I'm excited for it.
So, Josh, how you feeling? You still a little nervous? A little.
Well, I don't know. There's someone knows something that I don't. But look, this is good. You know, I think Kuhn makes a good point about, you know, the bowl practices. So maybe that was it, and now we got the practice runs in, and
oh
now,
my gosh,
we
he
take the win
sounds
off the,
he sounds terrified.
Josh is terrified. I was wondering if I was the only one that was hearing that. I was like, holy cow, we're not going up to ride Tower of Terror, man. It's okay. We'll help you.
Oh, I
Okay.
hate Tower of Terror.
I almost crapped my pants when I did it last month.
Straight drop, no thanks.
Okay. Last night, Kuhn, bowling, you knocked the phone out of my hand because I dared to film your gutter ball and have Wayne say, "And there is your dagger." Is that a common move by you?
I apologize
It
for
is.
that. That was the competitive emotion in me.
I'd have broke that thing.
I apologize for that.
Didn't break, thank God.
I thought we were guys broing out once again, and of course Zabe with the digital assets that never stop. You know,
Never
it's
stops.
it's a tough one for me. You know, you caught me in one of those moments. It was almost headbutt worthy. It was almost headbutt worthy there.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Well, you already headbutted me once and knocked all the floaters in my eyes out. Yeah, they're still settling down like a snow globe
We
2 years
still
later.
don't know that's because of the head.
I'm pretty sure they showed up right after the headbutt or the cushy ball
Wicked
to the
skipper
eye.
to the
wicked
eye,
skipper.
Yeah.
Do you want to know your scores, Kuhn?
Sure, tell me every score.
207,
I
152,
heard 'em all, man.
133, 163, 153. Average of 161. How was that
that's-
for you last night?
That's just terrible, and it felt so good. Felt so good to start that night. You know, the floor was a little slippery, and once I got the pace of the steps and, you know, trying not to fall onto the actual lane, I felt really good about the night. Game 2, ooh, that was just horrible. Not being able, you know what pisses me off? I can roll 6 strikes in a game, but I can't pick up 4 spares. I can roll 6 strikes in a game, but can't pick up 4 spares. That's pathetic. It's
You
pathetic.
did not use your spare ball very much, I noticed.
No, he did.
No, I used the
Not-
spare ball for the 9 or 10 pin.
Oh, so that's a specialist ball only
Yeah.
for the 9
It's
or
only
10.
for those two.
Come on,
It's
you know that?
decently common.
Is it really?
Mhm.
So there's a 9 or 10 pin ball.
If you're a righty, right, you're going to throw your normal ball to hook at any pins you have left on the left side of the lane. And if you leave pins on the right side of the lane, you don't want the ball to hook past them. So you're going to use your spare ball that's going to go straighter.
Dumb question. How many balls are you allowed to bring in a competition?
It's a good question.
How do you not know this, Josh? You literally golf in or bowl in competitions. How do you not know this?
Because
how many balls?
It depends on what it is.
You can have more than 2.
Alternate.
Yeah, you can have like 4.
Yeah. Alternate question. How many balls would make you a Todd if you brought that many in? 5?
There are people in like just regular tournaments that'll show up with 6, 7, 8, and we're like, and those guys are never the guys that bowl really well.
Of course not.
Well, that's why, because they have 6, 7, or 8. They got to figure out which one's working for them that day.
Right. Kuhn, it's like club selection in golf, except it's ball selection. This is a 5-6-9 split. Which ball of my 8 I brought in do I need to roll?
Let's be honest though. You just read my scores. I have 4 bowling balls and I have 5 sets of golf clubs. So I don't show up with them all the time, but I guess I'm a Todd.
No, I said 5 would be the Todd level.
Oh, okay.
Textras, what's the Todd level for number of balls? You didn't put more
and
than
sets
2 balls.
of golf clubs. How many sets of golf clubs can you have?
Oh, you and KB have to be close with 5, because I imagine he's probably there with.
I have 5, but I traded a boatload in. I probably had 10 sets of clubs at once.
And they're all full, right? Like there's not
full,
one missing a 7 iron, one missing
clubs
a 9.
every bag. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
But you didn't unload more than 2 balls onto the hopper last night.
No,
only brought 4.
Yeah, I got.
Do you have one of those suitcase wheelers with you?
Oh yeah,
smart man.
Oh
yeah.
Todd.
Gotta have one. Yeah, total Todd.
Todd.
When you roll into a regular bowling alley on a Monday night, wheeling your bowling balls in there, and there's 5 people in the joint, and they're all rolling house balls, and you come in with that wiki because the wheel's squeaking as you're rolling it in. Wiki. You're a Todd.
You have the sleeve.
No,
you put the metal sleeve on to be able to
the wrist
guard.
The wrist guard.
To me, that would be like showing up to the disc golf course. Like right now, you're just showing up with the saddle with 15 of them off to the left. But if you have the wrist guard in, then you're wheeling it through the woods, and that's a little bit tougher deal. I think you're okay. I think that should be all right as long as. I mean,
it's Todd status.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. But I'm also a size 15, so if I show up to bowl, I have to bring my own shoes because rarely they have any of those available.
I tell people all the time. People go, "Should I get my own bowling ball?" I say, "How often do you bowl?" They say 3 times a year. I say, "Absolutely not." But you should get your own shoes.
Not since high school.
They cost $30, and then you don't got to rent them. You got your own pair.
All right. So, Kuhn, what are you gonna do with all your extra golf clubs? I mean, that's too many sets. You need 2 sets or 3 at the most.
I like having backup sets in case I don't want to travel with them. I usually leave a set at my in-laws down in Florida. So when I go down there, I don't have to. I can go down there for a family vacation. I don't need to lug my clubs along.
You got sets scattered all over the country.
Yeah, but that pisses people off too because now there's a set of golf clubs sitting in their house that aren't theirs. I told them, hey, you can use them anytime you want. Feel free to.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
extra stiff shafts.
And then he gets back down there and goes, "Hey, man, there's a ding on my 6 iron. You guys happen to know what happened there?"
Exactly. So, what did you see in practice yesterday? What do you expect today?
Boy, I saw a lot at practice yesterday. This team, again, I will maintain, and I've talked with several people now that agree, this is the fastest Packer team that has taken a football field in a very, very long time. The team speed here from top to bottom at every single position is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It's exciting to watch that team speed. What am I expecting today? Day 2 of pads is generally the hardest day of all of training camp. I'm expecting it to look a little sloppy just based off of what I know about training camps, how these practices work. And then I expect to see them flip a switch, amp it up, and, the coaches get after them a little bit. Because one thing's for sure, when you're a younger team, you can coach more. When you're a younger team, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it now. Jason Vrabel, the wide receivers coach, Kirk Olivadotti, the linebackers coach, Rebrovich, the defensive line coach, all the way around. You're seeing it. These guys are getting coached hard this year, and I can't help but think it's because they're young, they're malleable. You can mold them. it's gonna be a fun, full training camp, and it's gonna be a fun start to this football season.
So as I was getting ready for the show today, listening to these boys in the living room, Zabe, your top 3 on your favorite things, silly things.
My
at training
silliest
camp?
things at training camp included the coach bro shake to the players
Gotta
stretching.
happen.
I need the 2 football men to tell me what that is all about, because it seems like it's a very semi-sacred thing. Like the coach is walking through the lines, Coon, like a general with his troops, watching them stretch. And he makes sure to give them a good affirmation handshake. Like
that's an old school. That's an old school thing. That's a very old school thing. Some coaches do it every day of practice. Some just save it for game day. But there's a feeling when you grip up the headmaster, right? When you grip up the head coach, and he says, "Now is time.
Let's have a day.
It's time. Let's have a damn day."
Let's have a day.
You know,
and it's always positive, right? There's never any critical coaching done at that moment. Is there?
There is some weird moments, and
Thank you. That's where I was thinking.
Moments.
Some weird moments.
That's why you want him to come up to you before the game, because that's going to be all positive. If he's coming up to you before practice, there's a chance. There's a chance he's going to rip your ass before you take that field that day.
Rip you up, and then there's the other way of, he said, "Hey man, did you have those tacos in the lunchroom yesterday? Those things were bomb."
Right, just casual.
You guys gotta have
There is an anxiety that comes around because you don't know which.
You
way
have
this
no idea who
conversation's
you're
gonna go.
getting.
I imagine coaches are like, "All right, 98, you were made for this today. Let's go have a day." And then he goes down the line. He's like, all right, 33, quick and light, carve them up, do what you do. And he gives these little affirmative things to the players to let them know we're in this together, even though you're on your back right now, stretching out your quad.
It's stretch time for the coaches. You got to get all those good cliches out of you, so your best material is coming for the next 2 hours.
I bet there's an assistant who writes them. Coach LaFleur, I've got your stretching affirmations.
Got your dap up
for each number.
That's right.
90 affirmations.
Hey, 75, go kill somebody today. I'm on the practice squad. What are you talking about, Coach? Oh, sorry. All right, boys, tag you're it. 9 to noon is next. Josh, great job as always. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow.